Hello, how you doing? It's Phil Thatch, and today I am here at the McClellan Gymnasium on the campus of the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. And tonight I'm going to be photographing college volleyball. I'll be using the Sony a6700 and the Sigma 18-50 lens 2.8 continuous, and I may try out the Sony 11mm 1.8 ultra wide, but probably mostly I'll use that Sigma 18-50 2.8. Pretty excited about this. It should be fun. Stay tuned for more. This was my first time shooting sports with the a6700, and I found that I missed quite a few shots. And I think my problem may have been right here under the autofocus menu and item 23. I had my autofocus tracking sensitivity set to 1, which is locked on, which is probably good when your subject's not moving that much, but these volleyball girls move really fast, so I probably should have gone with at least 3, the standard, or maybe even all the way up to 5 responsive. So if you have experience shooting the a6700 for sports, or any Sony camera with the new autofocus system for sports, or even bird and flight, let me know what you recommend to set my autofocus tracking sensitivity to. Even though I did struggle a little bit with the wrong setting for my autofocus sensitivity, I was still able to produce a nice set of photographs to turn into the university, and let's take a look at them now. I'll have all my settings just like you normally do in Lightroom up here at the top left. 1/1000th is where I started out, but I didn't like 3200 ISO, although it does look like Topaz Denoise cleaned it up very well. I ended up slowing down to 1/500th, and I think I settled on 1/640th as being my favorite shutter speed in this gymnasium. There's still a little bit of motion blur at those speeds, but I'm okay with a little bit of motion blur. It shows the action. But here's a 1/1000th shot of one of the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga players way off the ground and about to slam one. And here's one nice and close to me. This is an 18mm shot, so 27mm full frame equivalent, just right for sitting on the front row of the bleachers at a volleyball match. So this thing gives me 27 to 75. That's what 18 to 50 comes out as full frame equivalent. So really good for volleyball. I wouldn't have minded if it was a little bit longer, but I didn't need it any wider than this 18mm shot here. On this shot, all the way across the gym, this serving shot, I'm at 50mm and I had to crop this a pretty good bit. I would have liked that this lens was a little bit longer, but at 2.8, it's hard to complain about this lens. Here's a shot of one of the guys that was sweeping up the sweat off the floor. You know, when the girls hit the ground, which they often do, there will be a little sweat on the floor and they get that cleaned up so there's no accidents. Here's another action play. This girl's returning a serve, I believe, in this shot. Here's another high in the air slam shot about to happen, and another one, same player. Look how high she is. Her feet are higher than the press box desk across the way. There's my buddy Ray Soldano shooting with his Nikon Z9, and now it's the next game and they change sides of the court, so they're on this side now to the right. This girl right here, number 2, she can get really high off the ground as well. Here's number 1 setting 1, number 10 with another big slam. Look at the defenders from Austin Peay University. They're pretty high off the ground as well. Here's another service return, I believe, is what's going on in this shot. Here's one of the Chattanooga players serving. Number 10, about to do another slam. Man, she hits that ball hard. There's number 7. She's got a little cross-court action going there. And looks like that was a successful shot, doing a little chest bump victory celebration after scoring a point. This girl could really serve. Number 2, there's another shot of her serving. A little celebration there. Everybody's happy. Must have won that point. Returning a serve here. Of course, I used mechanical shutter, so there's no rolling shutter distortion, but there's still some motion blur in these, as I mentioned. I'm up to 640 now. I shot at 1/500th for a little bit. I'm going back now to see where I switched. That's the last 1/500th. The celebration, the serve, another celebration. There's the return where you can see the motion blur that made me think about shutter speed. But she's good and sharp, so I think 1/640th is okay. I don't mind a little blur in the ball. Opinions may vary. Here's the number 7 hitting the cross-court shot. Number 2 serving again. Number 7, another cross-court shot. Man, she had such finesse in her shot. Sometimes she'd really hit it hard, and other times she'd just tap it, and you never knew where it was going to go when she was up in the air. This shot, the ball's not in the shot, which I really don't like that, but I was so happy with the rest of it, I decided to go ahead and share it with you. Here's number 2 again. We're back on the right-hand side of the court, and she's about to wallop that thing. There's number 10, also walloping, although this one, I think she was finessing this one across. She would usually hit it really hard, but I think she finessed this one over. Here's number 2 about to smack one, and she was a great server. Austin Peay won the first game. They do best 3 out of 5. Look how high up number 10 is. Her feet are as high as the bottom of the net. They do best 3 out of 5, and Austin Peay narrowly won the first game, and Chattanooga won the second game and the third game. So in the fourth game, it was really close, and Chattanooga ended up winning it with an ace from number 2 right here. I think she served 2 aces in a row to win the fourth game, and Chattanooga ended up winning 3 games to 1. So that is all of my photographs. I really appreciate you joining me for this. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, if anybody has the definitive setting for sports in terms of tracking speed from 1 to 5, I'm pretty sure number 1 is not the way to go. That's what I learned on this one. So learn from that. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell, and as always, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Go Mocs!